Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Red Steagall with the Red Steagall Cowboy Gathering. Red, I could go on and on about your accolades, but a recording artist, you are a television and radio personality, you are an advocate for the Western lifestyle. I appreciate you coming in and taking time to be with us here on Sunrise this morning. You and I were kind of visiting before we got started. My husband, one of his old feed trucks, the radio's broke, and so all that works is our CD player, and so we have Born to This Land stuck in the CD player, and we listen to it all the time. And my boys know just about every song, every word on that CD. And I was telling you, last Friday it was cold, it was wet, it was raining. It was windy. We were moving a pasture. I was worried about getting bucked off my 4-year-old mare. And my husband poked me and he said, "Hey, listen to Caden over there." And our oldest son was sitting there living his best life, taking in all the views and singing one of your songs. And I thought, okay, I need to be more like Caden and take a chance to enjoy this. But you've seen a lot of changes in the industry, and you've done a lot and been a big advocate for the Western industry.
Well, it has changed, but yet it hadn't changed. We still remember the things, our heritage, the traditions, the set of values, all those things haven't changed. And that's what makes us such a harmonious society, is that people in the livestock business and agriculture in general, we're very proud of who we are, we're proud of where we're going, we're proud of where we've been. And so that makes us a good community.
No, you're exactly right, and a very tightly bound community. And talking about being an advocate for the Western lifestyle, your Cowboy Gathering that's coming up this weekend in the Fort Worth Stockyards is just one example of that. You want to tell us a little bit about that and kind of how it got started?
Well, it got started 32 years ago in the boardroom at the at the Coliseum. And a group of us gathered around Jalen Burkett and John South, and they were extension agents. And they had an idea we had just gotten back from Elko, and then there was a cowboy gathering at Alpine, Texas, and we decided that the perfect place for one was Fort Worth. And so we outlined it, decided what we wanted to do. We had 10 chuck wagons that year for our chuck wagon cook-off. It rained 9 inches on Saturday, and every time the guys would get their fire going, here'd come a deluge. And they'd get the water out of the pit, and they go back to work, and they finally wound up under a shed, which is now a complete building, but it wasn't then, but they cooked under there. And I remember they had to sit down to keep, so they could breathe, because smoke got so bad they couldn't stand it. But it was a wonderful weekend, and we broke even, and we never looked back. And this is our 30th. We would have had 31, but last year, like everybody else, we had to wait a year. We didn't cancel it, we just postponed it till 2021.
Till this year. Well, and like you were talking about, there really is something for everyone. The wagons got started in Jacksboro. They've been riding down to the stockyards. They're going to descend there today. But there's chuck wagon cook-offs. There's a ranch rodeo. There's a Western swing festival, a fiddle contest. The youth get involved. It really is a great opportunity to kind of get everyone in the industry involved.
We like to think that it's a fun family weekend, Western weekend. And we do have things for everybody. Our scholarship program is my favorite. We started out with a program for unwed mothers, and for the first 3 years, we gave 6 scholarships a year to trade schools, and every one of those ladies that applied finished the trade school and got off of welfare. And so we started off with a bang, and then we went to our poetry winners, and now the fiddle contest. And to date, we've awarded over $1 million in scholarships, not only to the winners of that, but children of working ranch families in a particular area in West Texas, because that's where our money comes from. And so I'm very proud of it. We've had engineers and school teachers, and we had 2 girls graduate from law school at Harvard. So we've made an impression on some folks, and then they make impressions on other folks. And our first winner, I'll never forget her. She said she had never been any farther west than the city limits of Fort Worth, but she read about black cowboys. And she was so proud that she was descended from people who had worked livestock, because she loved the image of it. And she took our scholarship and went on and got a degree in electrical engineering. And it was the first person in her entire family to graduate from high school, and especially from college. So, little things like that become major things when you expand it, because no telling how many people she influenced in her family alone because she had an education.
No, well, you're exactly right, and you're right. the Cowboy Gathering is about so much more than just the fellowship. It's about those scholarships and giving back to the community. And, real quick, they're wrapping us up, but not only is it about touching and influencing the people in the Western industry, but also we were talking about those outside that don't get to experience the working ranch lifestyle. There's a lot of tourists that get to come and experience this for the first time there in the stockyards, and it's a great opportunity to touch them and educate them as well.
They come from all over the United States, all sizes and all backgrounds. And they learn something about the West in Fort Worth, because we keep it very real. We don't have fast draw, we don't have whip crackers, we don't have mounted shooting, which are all fun events.
Right.
But Hollywood invented those, and we're proud of what we invented ourselves.
We're proud of those roots. Red, I so appreciate you being on this morning. I know you and I could visit about this all day long. I, for sure, am looking forward to the weekend. We're going to be there for the Ranch Rodeo, and then I was telling you we have some cousins involved in the Youth Chuck Wagon Cook-Off, so we are looking forward to a great weekend there in the stockyards, and if folks want more information, they can visit your website, redsteagallcowboygathering.com, and I look forward to seeing you in the stockyards this weekend. Thank you for being on this morning. Stay tuned. After the break, we'll be joined by Superior Livestock Representative Will Yeager.